Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today I have for you another Turbo Quintent Magician deck. I love Quintent Magician. It's such a simple win condition. You know, you just summon this guy, nuke the board, and attack directly. He has 4,500 attack, so unless they have some sort of a life point boost, you know, normally you're gonna one-shot him after you summon this guy. And yeah, this time we're using a Fortune Fairy engine. We have Fortune Fairy Hikari and Fortune Fairy Chi. You only have two Hikari, even though I've tried farming the event a little bit, not too much. Most of the time I'm auto dueling with boosted results to try to get as many rewards as possible, and I'm still only at two, which kind of sucks. I actually don't have 3 copies of any of the new cards, the high rarity, you know, ultra rare, super rare cards, but it still works at 2. However, if you have 3 and if you have 3 Mystic Piper, I think it's better to just go 3 and 3. Because I don't have those, I actually added Dark Magical Circle, and I want to talk about Dark Magical Circle because you don't need it in this deck at all. All I'm using it for is to control my top deck before either I shuffle or before I draw with Chocolate Magician Girl. It's really good because you can set up your draw to be Fortune Fairy Chi or Fortune Fairy Hikari. That way you get their effect, you know, when you draw them. But there's a card that does everything Dark Magical Circle does for this deck, but better. I'm kind of flexing my double Dark Magical Circle. I'm also probably going to throw it in the thumbnail to trick you guys into watching this Kappa. But yeah, card advance, much better. Card advance, you're able to look at 5 cards instead of 3. And in the rare occasion where you only have 4, say you have 4 spellcasters with different names and you need a 5th one, and you have this girl in your hand, you can tribute any of the ones that are on your field to have the 5th one on the field and then go for your Magical Ice Fusion. So this is arguably better. I mean, it's way better. But Dark Magical Circle does have its pluses. If you happen to reveal a Dark Magical Circle, you get to add it to the hand, so you thin the deck. Not a huge deal, but you know, it does work. And also, if you open with this card, like if this is the first card you play, your opponent immediately thinks you're playing Dark Magician. They see this as a threat, so I got a lot of Cosmic Cyclones used on Dark Magical Circle, and then that freed up my Wonder One to, you know, to be able to draw more cards from my deck. But again, card advance I think is better. It's overall, because you get to look at 5 cards instead of 3. But yeah, that's why this card is here. I obviously don't have any real Dark Magician engine going for it. But yeah, for the cards that you guys already know, I mean, Hatronade for back row so that your boy doesn't get floodgated on summon. Wonder One, you tribute to draw 2. Magical Ice Fusion, banish from your field or graveyard to, you know, fusion summon. We have 1 Kiteroid to survive alongside with Grit. Then you have 3 Berry Magician Girl. Most of the time you're going to be searching for fire, and then if they attack or targeted, you want to summon water. The water discards the fire, and you know, you get all your draw power shenanigans and your materials in the gray, which is important. I debated adding Dark World Dealings just so I could, you know, if I had the spellcasters in my hand, so that I can get into my graveyard and use my Magical Ice Fusion. But it doesn't work with your Fortune Fairy. So if you activate Dealings and you draw one of these, they actually miss timing, because the last thing that happens is the discard. So Dealings, not a good option. But anyway, onto the Mystic Piper. Level 1, you summon him, you tribute, you draw 1. If it's a level 1, which we have a lot of those in the deck, you get to draw another card, so really good. You can also summon it off of Hikari. But yeah, let's go over Hikari and Chi. So when you draw this card, you can reveal it, special summon it from your hand. If this card is special summoned from the hand, you can target 1 monster you control, send it to the graveyard, including itself. And if you do special summon 1 level 1 spellcaster type monster from your deck, you can only use each effect once per turn. So you want to, you know, tribute itself or tribute something else you control, summon the Piper, tribute the Piper, draw. So there's a lot of thinning of the deck in this. Fortune Fairy Chi, again, if you draw it, you special summon it, and then both you and your opponent draw 1 card. You can only use it once per turn, which is really good. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck. There is one interaction with Hikari that it came super clutch in one of the duels you're gonna see. I don't want to spoil it, but it involves Quintet Magician. So enough of that. Let's go ahead and show you guys some replays. Trying to slowly but surely get back into the video recording groove. I have a lot of stuff going on, you know, in my personal life. Nothing bad at all. You know, I started working out. I'm spending more time with my wife, with my son. So it's all positive stuff. But dueling and video recording is definitely taking a backseat at the moment. All right, so we're going up against Thea with Holy Guard. We have Circle, so before I activate Circle, I want to search my Chocolate Magician Girl. Sometimes I do it backwards, depending on what I have. You know, because sometimes you want to look, and then if none of the cards that are coming up are worth it, then you summon your berry and shuffle them. That way you don't draw into those useless cards. But here's what I was talking about. We're gonna see the Cosmic Cyclone on that Dark Magical Circle immediately, because it's a threat, right? And then we can just end turn. Sangan attacks Bear Magician Girl. We're gonna summon the water, and I should have searched the fire. That was the first rule I spoke about. But that's fine. We top deck Chi, top deck into Hikari, so we're gonna be thinning the deck quite a bit and drawing. Piper Tribute. Top deck another Chi, but we cannot activate that. We get a Circle. So every time you see me activate Circle, and then the next card I top deck, it's amazing. It's obviously me setting it up with the Circle. That's why I really like it in this build. So we're gonna use Wonder One, draw 2 more. Magical Ice Fusion. Blow up the Sangan. And easy game. Or so I thought. But I think there's a Kribo here. Yep, there's a Kribo. So we saw the Mystic Tomato. Immediately I thought, oh, maybe he's running Ubel. I'm gonna destroy the tomato, he's gonna summon Ubel, and then what is my out to Ubel? So we're gonna try to get to our second Magical Ice Fusion and destroy what I think it's a Mystic Tomato. You know, with card effect instead of battle. Thanks to the Wonder One, we're able to draw our entire deck, so we know there's a Magical Ice Fusion. I also needed the Quintet Magician as one of my monsters, but if he's on the field, you can use him to fuse. So I had to use a Wonder One on him, that way he's in the grave and I can use him with Magical Ice Fusion. Here we go. Quintet, blow it up. This time, nothing in the way. 45 to the face, we get the win. Alright. Officer Tetsu. Oh, shoutouts to Ace, by the way. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning. But he's the one that sent me this build. I don't know where he got it from. I don't know if it's an Ace original. He did run the 3 copies of Piper and 3 copies of the Hakiri that I don't have. So I threw in the Magical Circles instead. But yeah, the deck was super fun as he advertised it. The only problem was running into Dark Magician, because Dark Magician will banish your monster, so you lose your materials. They also, as soon as they have navigation in the graveyard, all they have to do is wait for your Magical Ice Fusion, negate it, and you lose. So Dark Magician, definitely not a good matchup. Alright, Cyber Dark Edge is gonna attack me directly, that's fine. I was more afraid of him sending like a Bacon Saver, but he didn't. We top deck Hikari, perfect. Tribute, Mystic Piper. Tribute the Piper, draw 1. There's Dark Magical Circle, so we're gonna be able to set up our top deck. Go ahead and draw 2 before I summon anything. The reason why I did that is because I could feel the delay on the back row, and I didn't want my Chocolate Magician to get floodgated, because I need her to put the fire in the grave. That way I have enough materials to blow everything up. So instead of, you know, just going for the Chocolate Magician Girl, I know what my next 2 cards are thanks to Dark Magical Circle. Use the one first, get that True Name. Now that we see that it's a Cyclone, Shuckle it, activate Magical Ice Fusion. There's our 5 materials, including Chocolate and Apple Magician Girl. Blow it all up. 45 to the face. Another thing I considered when I was playing this build is a lot of times grit never really came in super clutch. It was nice knowing that it was there. You know, if I had my kite roid, I didn't have to use it if I didn't want to. But most of the time I was using the kite roid immediately. So I thought something like switcheroo, something that could help you send those fairies back into the deck. That way you draw them and get their effect. Because if you open with multiple of either of the fortune fairies, it does suck because that's a, you know, that's one less draw card, so to speak, from your deck. Alright, so we're gonna get Apple. We already have our Chocolate Magician Girl. And this Cyber Dragon player played very passively. Basically let me do whatever I wanted. You know, he's not attacking Barry, he's not forcing the action, that's fine. My water is now in the grave. We set up our top deck. So Fairy is going to draw into Hikari. Hikari is going to tribute to get Piper. Piper, draw 1. There's Dark Magical Circle. Let's see what else is coming up just for the lulz. Because again, my opponent is not pressuring me to do anything, so I can just be patient. Hikari again. What I'm fishing for now is my Hate Rune. There we go, we get Wonder One. Let's draw 2 more. And I don't think I have normal summon yet, so there's my Hate Rune. I think at that point I knew, right? Because I looked at the 3 cards. So I knew the Hate Rune was coming after the Wonder One. Now it's time to go for my boy, Quintet. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I realize card advance was the way to go. So anytime I use the Magical Circle, just think I could be looking at 5 instead of 3. But I wanted to flex. Zane gets owned. Next we have a Yami Yugi. I don't remember what this matchup was, but I do remember getting a nice from this guy. So I was very proud of myself. It's hard to get nice, you know, a nice from your opponent when you beat him down. Oh yeah, I do remember this. This is a 30 card Shiranui. Allegedly the best deck in the format, if you're able to resolve grass. So we're gonna search, hit him for 400 bacon savings. Gold Sarcophagus is gonna activate to send Spirit Master. Spirit Master is gonna target Bear Magician Girl. We're gonna get a water on the field. We're gonna draw Piper, tribute, draw some more. Let's go ahead and set up our top deck for the next turn. Alright, he's just chilling. We get the Hate Rune. I try to go for game here by having double Chocolate Magician Girl alongside a Quintet. And because I don't need to blow anything up, I mean the field is empty, I don't have to worry about having 5 different spellcasters. So we're gonna use double Berry in order to summon the Quintet. And here I thought I was playing around the Bacon Saber, right? Because no matter which one he uses the Bacon on, we have 2 attacks to beat him up. And he has a Kite Roid, which is unfortunate. He also saved the Kite Roid. I don't think he should have taken this hit, but it's whatever. If anything, I would have saved the Bacon Saber, honestly. But there's the grass. He milled so many cards because of all my deck thinning. Let me see how many he milled, actually. I can give you a real number. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. He milled 15 cards with grass. He also summoned Vampire Grace, which I thought was pretty cool. I hadn't seen that. It's gonna use spells. We're gonna send dealings. As I said, I was trying dealings in place of 1 Dark Magical Circle. Ultimately, because it misses the timing on the Fortune Fairies, I decided against it. Alright, Shiranui Shogun Saga is going to banish that Vampire Grace, so now he can get over my Quintet. And look at my man's field. Necrosoul. We are in trouble. How do we even come back from this, you might ask yourself? Well, we have Grit. And and we have Kiteroid. Well, my grid is no longer active, but I do have the Kiteroid. We top deck Hikari. I can't remember if I set that up with my Dark Magical Circle. But anyway, we're gonna thin the deck by summoning Piper. Unfortunately, we summoned into a Floodgate, so all we have to hope is that he doesn't have anything to pierce, which he doesn't. Kiteroid is gonna save me from the 2 direct attacks, and we top deck exactly what we needed, Magicalized Fusion. We don't need to blow anything up because there are monsters that I can attack over, and that'll be game. Put the Wonder One so I can pay back the Shogun, Samurai Shogun saga with the attack. He destroyed my last Quintent, 5,000. And yeah, good duel, man. And he sent me a nice, so nice guy. And then last but not least, we're going up against a Mokuba, and this is where you're going to see that interaction with Hikari. Is it Hikari? I feel like I've been saying her name wrong this whole video. Let me read it again. Hikari. I was saying Hikari. Anyway, we're gonna draw one. Go ahead and put that Apple Magician Girl in the grave. Activate the circle. Summon Berry. Search. I didn't like what was coming up, so I'm like, you know what? Let's just take a chance. We're gonna shuffle after the Dark Magical Circle. It pays off because we top deck into a Fairy Chi. I'm thinking easy game, right? Well, there is a Kuribo in my way. And now my man has a Swordswoman. I'm going to take 3,000 damage when I activate our second Dark Magical Circle. Draw exactly into the True Nade we needed. We're good, right? Nope. Flute of Summoning Kuribo. And I'm like, alright, this guy might have enough stall. A Lava Golem kills me. Although this guy cannot be tributed though. So we top deck Hikari. And what I'm trying to do is, my Hey True Nade is gone. It's the only thing I have that can deal with back row. So the next best thing is to summon a second Quintent Magician. Well, because of the materials I used, I actually don't have enough on my graveyard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tribute this Quintet Magician, and I'm just going to hope that I can deck thin enough to get my second Magicalized. Because again, if this guy's on the field, you cannot use him to fuse. So we're gonna top deck Fairy Chi. A lot of top decking here. Top deck into Magicalized Fusion. Now I can activate my chocolate to put the Piper in the grave. That way I have 5 different names, and I get to keep my Chocolate Magician Girl. Blow it up. Get the win. We blew up a counter gate and a Wall of Disruption. So definitely 2 things that would have stopped me and probably eventually gave my opponent the win. But yeah, that's it. Super fun deck. I really enjoyed the Quintet Magician win con because, as I said, it's really simple. The fact that he doesn't require any named monsters as materials is great because as long as they're spellcasters, you can literally do whatever you want with it. You know, you can use Gravekeepers. This time around, I'm using Fortune Fairies with what is plurally used most of the time, which are the Magician Girls. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. And till next time.